We're going to Auburn, the loveliest village on the plains, is what they used to call that. Do they still call it that, Glenn? Yeah. And, Auburn's a good team, as we all know. Went to the national championship game last year. Had a wonderful chance to win it. Didn't quite do it. But I think they're number 5 in the country right now. Had a loss to Mississippi State, a game that they could have won, but they sort of got stymied in the red zone a bunch. Had to kick some field goals and this, that, and the other. And Mississippi State had a very good game, and I guess Mississippi State's still number 1 in the country. But they run the ball extremely well, and certainly very capable of throwing the ball. Their defense, very solid. Ellis Johnson's been doing it a long time, as we all know, and he's got an excellent bunch of athletes, well coached. So it'll be a challenge for us. We got to play our A game, bring our A game, and see if we can get a break or two. See what happens at Auburn Saturday night. We should be getting a few of our injured guys back. Brandon Wiles should be able to play probably. David Johnson, a defensive end that was injured the last 3 or 4 games, should be back ready also. J.T. Surratt is still a little bit doubtful. And the bad news is Buster Anderson. Buster, we think, tore his tricep, his other tricep, and could be out 2 or 3 weeks or even longer. So that was some bad news we received yesterday after the MRI showed that he had a tear. But Buster was having a good year, excellent year, and Jarrell Adams now will probably be the tight end, gets a few more balls thrown his way. And Cody Gibson, of course, does a good job in there also. But other than that, we're looking forward to the ball game, night game again. We seem to be ESPN's favorite night team, as we'll play Tennessee at the same time, I think, at 7:30 game. So we'll look forward to going to Auburn and see how we can match up against those guys.
Steve, you guys have won your share against top 5 teams the last 4 or 5 years. Even if the talent level right now isn't perhaps where you want it, do you feel like that still breeds a certain level of confidence going into Saturday?
Oh, you got to believe you got a chance if your team plays very well. So we're going with the idea that we're going to get in a battle with them. We know we got to play very well offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And maybe hopefully they'll drop the ball a little bit or something good like that will happen for us. But like I said last week, the only pressure on us is play the best we can. Play the best we can. We'll try to coach the best we can, see what happens.
You mentioned their rushing offense, and your rushing defense has troubled you. Is that the matchup that worries you the most Saturday?
Well, it is whatever it's going to be. We'll get a bunch of guys up there and see if we can slow them down, see if we can stop them. They'll obviously make some yards, but we beat Georgia, and we got to believe if we have a game similar to the Georgia game. Georgia's actually number 1, I think, in the conference running the ball, and Auburn's probably 2 or 3, something like that. But you got to always have hope that something good can happen, like happened for us the Georgia game.
Coach, can you recall a time a team that you faced was this heavily favored against you the last time, and how do your guys approach this week as they go into Auburn?
Well, I just got through saying we're going to give it our best shot and see what happens. And it's not the last game of the year, but it's the one this week, so this is the one we're concentrating on trying to play the best we can. And what was the other part of that question? Big underdog? I don't know. When was the last time? Glenn, you guys got all the stats around here. We've been this big an underdog. Maybe back when Tommy Suggs played, we were this big underdog. But again, we slowed Georgia down a bit when we played them, and we got to hope and believe we can slow them down and hope and believe our offense can have a very good game. All those kind of things happen. We'll be right there.